everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly October 6th to the 12th for the sign of Virgo. Alright, my lovely Virgos, we're going to pull out your romance angel messages for the week and see what the three messages are. Engagement, nice. Finances and career. All right, so getting an idea what the spreads might be about this week. And free yourself, one of my favorite cards in the deck. All right, so got these on deck. Let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits for the week. To see what kind of energies you're going to be perhaps tapping into or surrounded by. Sea serpent. All right. Wow. Associated with the second chakra. Pelvic bow, horse energy coming out a lot lately, earth energy. Of course, the sea serpent associated with the alchemical symbol for ether and the black egg. All right, Virgo, another ether elemental. So we're talking about major events happening really in your life. The ether associated mystical objects and mythical creatures. Generally associated with chakras, opening particular chakras in ourselves. And so we're talking about really tapping into energy. Let's get right into it. The sea serpent represents the coiled energy of your creative potential, right? It's associated with the second chakra, which resides in the pelvic bowl. It is the Kundalini chakra, the energy of our sexual passions and our drives. Sea serpent is coiled because it represents the potential that we have there in all of us. And so right now you're really kind of about to engage that chakra. Some of you Virgos may be getting into something very creative. Some of you maybe really literally sort of dealing with your sexual desires and identity, etc., exploring that. And more than anything, we're talking about really getting into what drives you as a human being. What do you want for your life? And oftentimes, of course, that is associated with a creativity. Even if we do something that somebody else would consider a boring job, let's say, for, you know, every person is individual. And what you decide to do with your life, what drives you through life, it's all associated with that chakra. And so if it's coming, sea serpent coming up is in letting you know that right now there's an opportunity for you to tap perhaps some potential that you have not tapped before. It is there and it's yearning sort of to come out. Now the horse is earth element. This is the highest card for self-mastery when it comes to the earth elemental. The horse is extremely strong. The stamina of a horse is really unmatched. And so horse energy comes in when you need a strong, supportive energy a strong and stable energy to support you, right? To support you over perhaps some rough terrain, right? Some difficult times. We could be talking about difficult times with regard to money, jobs, apartments, living conditions, things to do with the realm of the physical. This could even be to do with your health. We forget oftentimes that our health and our body, how well we take care of ourselves, all of that is associated with the material plane and the earth element. And so we're also talking about if you're dealing with any particular finances and career issues, health issues, etc., the horse energy comes in to support you, right? To ultimately get you to where you need to go, and the support and the stability of the horse is unmatched. It will see you to the end. Now we have the black egg, and now the black egg is another chakra associated mystical object. And the black egg is associated with the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. And so here we're talking about communication, releasing communication, right? Releasing blockages in our communication, and the black egg can represent the blockages that are there sometimes. There is a chakra associated with our voice and our throat because we are communicative creatures. We are creatures who have a language, who speak to each other, who share ideas with with sound, right? And so in this way, that 5th chakra needs to be open and connected to our heart, right? For us to be able to express who we truly are. And of course, free yourself along with the black egg chakra is really, really complementary in the sense that when the black egg shows up, we're talking about people who are storytellers, who are orators. They may be journalists. They may be people who speak a lot in front of audiences. We're talking about people who might be self-esteem coaches and things like that, motivational coaches, etc. These are all within the realm of the black egg as well. All right, guys. So let's get into your spread for the week, Virgo. We're going to pull out about anywhere from 5 to 8 3-card spreads to see what you may or may not be going through this week. And of course, not everything is going to resonate with you, and that's fine, Virgo. But whatever resonates, just take that and enjoy throwing the rest away. So let's get right into your first spread. Again, this is a time-stamped video, and I do want to thank all of you who support me and my channel. This is what I do for my living, so all of the support that I get that helps my channel to grow really helps me to continue to provide you these readings. So, first 5, I was going to say, if you cross-watchers, you'll know that we've already had a lot of 5s this week for the weeklies. So what are we talking about with this 5, with the 5s coming up so much? A lot of power struggles this week, right? Okay, so specifically here, let's move this up, Virgo, and we are going to get right into it. 5 of Pentacles talks about a power struggle that costs you financially, right? You're paying the price financially for having an argument with someone, perhaps a falling out with somebody, right? And so it's taking you someplace where now you're having to sort of pick up the pieces financially, right? Now you're kind of, you've been alienated. There's a separation definitely that has happened. It's very, very kind of like, here we go again, feeling, Now, interestingly enough, this could be very much a blessing in disguise, because oftentimes I find that 5 of Pentacles is a blessing in disguise. It may be that a situation that was really not good for you was forced into a power struggle, and although you feel like you can't come out of it the loser right now, perhaps, right, or the one that didn't really get what you wanted, or the one that's paying the price, 5 of Pentacles almost always relates to a situation where you freed yourself, right? A situation where you've kind of been forced to get out of an environment that ultimately was not good for you, okay? Now, as a result of this kind of situation, there is someone you come into contact with most recently, and again, a lot of the weeklies this week were about new love. You kind of have a cup of love with somebody. You come together with somebody in a relationship and a desire to have a real relationship with them. But interestingly enough, you have a 4 of Pentacles. So I want to say for some of you Virgos, this 5 of Pentacles has recently passed or is in the past, and this new connection is making you worried about it coming back up again. 4 of Pentacles talks about wanting stability and finances, and I think that it could very well be because of this experience you have had here, this new kind of connection you're having with somebody is really forcing you to look at, where you want to be financially. You don't want to be in another situation where an argument leaves you the one paying the price, right? And so you're being very cagey right now with your finances. You're being, and sometimes this can be the card for greed, but right now it's more a case of you really holding on to it. It could even be that your partner, just the idea of coming together with someone and living with them immediately makes you want to be like, oh, no, I'm not really sure about this. Judgment, 8 of Cups, and 10 of Cups. Okay, so Judgment talks about seeing things from another side, right? I want to say that for some of you Virgos, you're finally letting go of a particular scenario that perhaps you felt guilty for, or maybe you were holding somebody else accountable for. You're realizing now it's time to let go. Okay, again, it's about freeing yourself. It's time to free yourself from the mental anguish of a particular situation, the invisible chains of guilt in a way, right? You're looking back on a perhaps a dynamic or a scenario that has happened, and you're starting to realize that there are no rights or wrongs, and you're starting to let go. What does this do for you? Well, what this does is that this week you really enforce your boundaries with relationships. This whole experience here has really gotten you to understand that it's really not about holding people sort of it's really not about holding grudges against people, but it's more about moving on, and then for future relationships, making sure that you have your boundaries in place, right? That you're not willing to settle for less, so that you don't have to go through another sort of difficult situation of guilt and judgment. This opens the way for the very, very nice completion in a relationship. I'm going to say for some of you, you've been in a relationship that hasn't really gotten to that great committed state, that kind of like, yes, we are together completely and wholly, let's get on with our lives together state, because you needed to go through this. And so you deal with this week, Virgo, and I think you free yourself and at the same time get engaged in a way, right? Some of you will actually be getting engaged. Ace of Swords, 5 of Cups, and a Queen of Cups. So some of you are dealing with, you've got really a whole new idea coming in, a whole new inspiration coming in for yourself. There's a lot of communication coming in as well that's kind of giving you a vindication. It could be that for some of you, you've been holding on to a particular position, let's say at work or financial position, right? That up until now was not paying off, but suddenly this week you get some incredible news that yes, it's paying off, and yes, you're about to start on this really new sort of great endeavor in a way. Because what your ideas, specifically your ideas, right? Whatever it is that you put your mental into, perhaps in your career, you may have invented something, you may have invested in something. You may have come up with some kind of special way of doing a particular thing or having a particular business, and up until now, it hasn't paid off, but it will be paying off, and you will certainly be getting recognition for this incredible sort of inventiveness that you have, right? However, even though this vindication comes in for you, you're still kind of crying and sort of sad over a past relationship that was very unhappy. It could be that this relationship actually fell apart because you were waiting for this to come through, okay? It could be, I'm going to say for some of you, like for instance, if you're in one of these love relationships and yet you're still working away on this particular plan or idea, you know it's going to bring money in, but it just is taking a long time, and the relationship fell apart because they just didn't believe it was going to happen. Well, now it's happening, and you're kind of like, man, you know, if they could have just held on. You know what I'm saying? And so this week, you're really searching your feelings a lot. Certainly with that 5 of Cups, you're having a little bit of regret. But I think Queen of Cups is coming in a sense that the situation is really calling for you to be a bit more honest with yourself about your feelings, right? Try not to get too caught up in the sentimentality here. Try to free yourself from this, because if this relationship were meant to be, it would have been. It's time for you to look forward to the future. And again, in order to look forward to the future and free yourself from the past and really enjoy this kind of vindication that's coming in, you are going to have to do some work in terms of really searching your heart for what it is you truly desire, who you truly are, and being more open about that, expressing that, especially with Black Egg on the board. We're talking about expressing who you are and what you want in relationships so that you can bring the right kind of relationships in, and definitely looking to the future. 7 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles. So some of you have really been banging your head up against the wall in a particular situation with your finance or your career. Seven of Swords is the card for futility, and I'm going to say that perhaps you've been really trying everything you can and nothing has been working, right? And so you've been coming off of this energy, I'm going to say probably in a particular business, right? Or like I said, an area in your career. And so this week, I think you either meet a Queen of Pentacles energy individual who comes into your life, or you resonate with it. I'm going to say it's more a case of this person comes into your life who teaches you. This could be a friend, family, relative, or but this is somebody that you respect. I'm going to say somebody that is very, very nurturing. Okay, it's not gender specific. They're very nurturing though, but they're also very sort of business minded, and they're nurturing in a business minded way. They support your business ideas or your ideas for your career, but they also have a lot of wisdom to give you about how to manifest your dreams, how to accomplish what you haven't been able to accomplish here. And on the heels of this person coming in, you begin to reevaluate this week some of your desires and goals, okay? Because the advice that they're giving you is so good, and you're realizing that up until now you really have been banging your head up against the wall. Remember, we have 2 sevens here, and 7 is the number for dreams and aspirations. So here you've just been trying to get them and they've not been working. And here with the 7 of Pentacles, we start to actually look at the fruits of our labor and reevaluate, is this really what I've always wanted in the first place? Definitely to do with finance and career. And here we have another Pentacle and more Pentacles. Certainly finance and career this week. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. So some of you, I'm going to say some of you have really kind of, you've been on a mission to accomplish this task, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles is like, will keep going and keep going and keep going until he accomplishes what he set out to do, right? He is the slowest knight in the deck, but he's also the most methodical and plotting and will not end. And you feel like, I think for a lot of you Virgos, you have been feeling like you've been going at something for a very long time. And so this week though, you have a little bit of inspiration coming in. You have like a conversation, a new conversation with someone about your plans. This could be a new business partner that you meet, or this could just be an innocent conversation that you have with somebody about what you're doing. And I think for some of you, you're going to realize that although you thought you were moving forward on your goal, you've in fact been very stuck in a lot of ways. This is going to be like an epiphany moment, this conversation, and you guys will know what I mean if you're resonating with this, or if this happens for you this week. Certainly sound off below and let me know, or let the collective know, because this Page of Pentacles encounter with someone, or this conversation with someone in this area, is really going to open your eyes to what you've been doing that's been causing you to have to for your outcome to be taking so long, right? It's not that you've been stuck. You have been working away at it. But again, it's almost like the previous reading with futility. What has been going on that it's been taking so long, and your eyes are really opened up this week? 10 of Pentacles, this is going to be the last one. 2 of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. All right, so with finance and career coming out for the romance angels, is it any wonder that we had so many pentacles? You see that during these readings, I am shuffling the whole time as well. So I'm really pulling in the messages as we're doing the readings. And so this week, this final spread is quite interesting. Some of you have really achieved a certain pinnacle in an area, right? But suddenly you've had a lot of I want to say public achievement. You've had a lot of abundance coming in. This could be a family business for some of you that you've done very well at, or that you've inherited, or that you've been grandfathered into. And so yeah, it's been very good for you. You've certainly reached a certain pinnacle with it. However, this week you suddenly find yourself juggling. You suddenly find yourself in a really tricky spot. I'm going to say for some of you, things are all of a sudden not going the way they had been going, and you're finding yourself having to kind of juggle between 2 scenarios just to keep them both afloat. It could be that you've taken on some responsibility for someone else to help them, and so you're juggling your own business and their business. It could be that you're branching out into something else now that you've had this success here. Whatever the case may be, this is going to be a very difficult week with regard to your finances and your career in that sense. However, the Queen of Wands comes in, and the Queen of Wands is very, very strong, right? She's very strong. She can pretty much handle anything that comes her way. And she's the ultimate card in terms of court cards for self-realization. The Queen of Wands is really, she knows how to learn from a situation. She knows how to integrate her wisdom. She doesn't trust everyone. She's patient. She reserves her judgment. There's certain qualities that she has that she's learned as a result of all of the different things she's gone through. And so, you know, this situation is calling on you to really draw on your experience. You've been here before. You've been in tricky situations before, Virgo. But the Queen of Wands is coming in to let you know that this week is a time for you to really draw on that kind of, we're not talking about the business sense or the career sense in that way. We're talking about drawing on that ability to survive a difficult time, that survival ability that you have, right? Draw on some of the experience that you have about life, right? Your life experience here is what's going to help you with this finance and career. It's not a Queen of Pentacles that has come in, although she has come in earlier for one of the spreads. It's a Queen of Wands. So it's all the experience and wisdom you've kind of gained about life, about people, about the way people interact, about how people follow their ambitions and things of that nature that's going to help you with this scenario. All right, Virgo, this is it. This is your reading for October 6th to the 12th. I hope it did resonate with you. If it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, this is my job, and this is how I make my finances. This is my career. So whatever you can do for me to help me grow my channel, all the support that you provide me is really appreciated. All the private readings that are booked, thank you so much to you all. Of course, if you want to book a private reading, just follow the link at the top of your screen or in the description. But for right now, Virgo, I'm going to say have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.